All right, so we now want to answer question 2. So on average, do manual or automatic vehicles get better gas mileage? We want to calculate the average mile per gallon for both transmission types and create a box plot. Okay, so we're interested in average miles per gallon. So let's go ahead and just calculate the overall average first. So let's just click here, and I'm just going to say average MPG. And just be sure to leave an empty row here between average MPG and this bottom row with Volvo. Now right here in this cell, I'm going to say equals, and then I'm going to type average and open a parenthesis. So average open equals average open parenthesis, and then just go ahead and select this entire column. Close the parenthesis, and then hit enter. You can see our average miles per gallon for the entire data set is 20.09 right here. Okay, but we wanted the average for both manual and automatic. So let's create a new pivot chart. So let's again select our entire data. Be sure not to select this row where we just typed average miles per gallon. Just select the data. We're going to do the same thing we did before. So we go up to Insert, so Insert tab, and then we want the pivot table. So click on Pivot Table, click OK. It's created a new tab for us. I'm going to move it all the way to the right again. So I just click on it and drag. And then I'm going to double click on Sheet 2 and just type 2 for problem 2. So we want to know the average miles per gallon for each transmission type. Okay, so let's get our transmission, and let's move transition to a row. So those are my row labels. I just moved transition down into rows. But I'm interested in miles per gallon. So I'm going to click and drag miles per gallon down into values. Notice it's giving us the sum of miles per gallon, but that's not what we're after. We want the average. So we're going to right click, summarize values by, and then we want average. So you can see the average miles per gallon for automatic is 17, and the average for manual is 24. Okay, so this suggests that the manual cars get better gas mileage than the automatic. Okay, but what did we want? So do manual or automatic cars get better gas mileage? Calculate the average for both transmission types and create a box plot. Okay, so we want a box plot. So let me go back to our tab 2. Actually, we want to go to the data. And we want to select miles per gallon. So let's go ahead and select this column. So let's get all of our miles per gallon. Click on Insert. And then we want to go to this button here that says Statistical. You can see all these little bars. And then we want the box and whisker plot. And we're going to click on that. Okay, so this is a box plot. And as you can see, it's giving us the minimum values, the max values. This little X here represents the mean. This bar represents the median, and the box represents the interquartile range. And we're going to talk about that more in the next chapter. But we want to create a box plot for each of the transmission types. And this is for all of the cars all at once. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go to Select Data, so we want the horizontal category axis label. So I'm going to click in this box down here. So click here, and then we're just going to select these values under transmission. We're just going to select the transmission data. Then we're going to click OK. And now you can see that this is broken down by manual and automatic. So I'm going to click on that on our axis title, or labels, go to home, increase that font just a little bit. Let's give this a title. So we have box plot of miles per gallon by transmission. Okay, let's also give this x-axis a title. So let's go up to chart design up here, and then let's go to add chart element all the way to the left. We want to give it an axis title for the horizontal axis. I'm going to click on the title, and I'm going to type transmission. Click on it again. I want to make the font a little bit bigger. Go back to home, increase that font a little bit. Okay, now I want to copy, so I'm going to copy the entire plot. Go to our second tab, right click, paste. Go back to our data tab. We don't need it over here, so let's go ahead and cut. Okay, so our average miles per gallon is higher for manual than it is for automatic, so taking the overall average. But then if we look at this box plot, which is showing the distribution of the miles per gallon, we can see that the average for manual is greater than the average for automatic for almost all the data values. So it's clear that manual gets better transmission according to this plot. So let's go to our questions. So on average, do manual or automatic get better gas mileage? We're going to say manual.